I'm going to call the meeting to order. And would everybody stand?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the next item is roll call.
All board members are present this evening.
Okay, approval of the agenda. I've got one item to change. We're going to, I got an email from our attorney today that the application form posted for this agenda item, and understood to have been prepared by American Aggregates, does not establish satisfaction of either of the requirements in subsection 1A or 1B of the applicable MCL 324.3611A attached, which I have a copy of. Anyways, not saying that it can't be done. He's not saying it can't be done, but not in time for the action tonight. So we're going to pull that item, which is 8D, remove it from the agenda. We'll put it back on the next agenda for the 19th.
D.
All right.
I would move to approve the agenda as amended.
Support?
Can move and support it. Vote, please.
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
All right. Next item. Can I get a motion for the consent agenda approval?
I would move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support?
I have a question.
Yes.
What is item D? That was not in my board packet.
What is item what?
D,
D as in dog?
yes.
CTLC
Five.
grant.
The one we're approving right now.
That's, you want to handle that one?
Yeah, that's a group that's giving money to jurisdictions in Michigan, and they have approved us for a grant for $10,000 non-matching to support elections for this election, and they're giving it to every clerk in the state.
Is there a reason why it's not in the agenda packet?
It's our policy that we have to, the board has to approve grant requests.
I know, but there was no
It
paperwork.
should have been in there.
Okay.
Last week's, last one. Is that the question?
No, the question is why was it not in the packet, and it should have been. So I thought it was. I can email it to you guys later if you like.
Yeah, I just like to look at it.
Sure.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Vote, please.
Mrs. Chenoweth?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, announcements. The farmer's market, last day is Saturday, October 10th. That's this weekend. And then special noises there, I don't know what that was, but Judy, would you like to?
Yeah. I just wanted to take a minute to acknowledge Jan Zach, one of our retirees, passed away on September 24th, and I was going to try. Pardon me?
Speak up just a little.
I was going to try and write something, but I thought probably the best thing to do would just be to read her obituary. Jan Zach was a longtime resident of Highland, Michigan. She died in the evening hours of Thursday, September 24th, 2020, and she was 73 years old. Jan was born on June 24th, 1947, and was raised on the west side of Detroit with her three siblings. Jan graduated from Rosary High School in Detroit in 1965, and a year later, at age 19, she met the love of her life, James Zach. Jan was devoted to Jim and spent much of 1966 and 67 with his family in Garden City while Jim was serving in the Marine Corps in Vietnam. Jan and Jim were married on July 20th, 1968. In the coming years, they would together raise their 3 children, Lauren, Michael, and Andrea, moving from Westland to Highland in 1976. Jan was a devoted wife and mother and stayed home for many years to raise her children in the Dunham Lake neighborhood in Highland. It was here where Jan met many dear friends, sitting at the beach, swimming with the children in the summertime, hosting and attending neighborhood barbecues, and playing in her monthly Pinochle Card Club. 40 years later, those friendships endured, with the Pinochle Club still meeting each month and the neighborhood friends gathering for frequent lunch dates. As her children grew, Jan went back to work at Sight and Sound Television in Milford and later went on to a career at the Highland Township Clerk's Office. Jan spent the last 10 years of her career managing the Oakland County Sheriff's Substation in Highland, where she loved joking around and baking sweets for her quote-unquote men. Jan retired in 2013 and spent her retirement years shopping and collecting antiques and was the treasurer of the local Questers organization. Jan was a dear friend to many people throughout her life and valued her time chatting on the phone with her friends and family, catching up and also visiting over dinner or shopping. There was always an open seat at her table to share a cup of coffee or some delicious homemade baked goods. Jan was a beloved Gigi and cherished spending time with her grandchildren, oftentimes sitting at the same Dunham Lake beach and swimming with her grandkids, as she did 40 years earlier with her own children. She is survived by her children, Lauren Bouchard, Michael Zach, and Andrea Moore, her dear grandchildren, Olivia, Sophia, Addie, and Jimmy, siblings Tom Ashcraft, Eileen and Bob Leyland, and Frank and Debbie Ashcraft, as well as her many brothers and sisters-in-laws, nieces, nephews, extended family, and dear friends. Jan is preceded in death by her beloved husband, Jim, and her parents, Stanley and Ann Ashcroft. Father Wayne referred to Jan as feisty, which if you knew Jan, she was feisty. The one thing that I remember happening, and this just was Jan to a T, somebody walked into the township one day with their dog and said to her, "My dog went to the bathroom out front. I think it's your job to go out and clean it up." And she looked at him and she said, "Your dog, and turned around and walked away. And that was Jan. So I just thought that maybe we would just take a minute to remember Jan. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, I had no idea.
Spent a lot of time given to Highland Township.
She was a great lady,
It's
a
nice.
lot of
Yeah,
fun.
she was a lot of fun.
You could hear her voice in the building. After she retired, she'd stop in,
Jan's here.
yeah. You could hear from one end to the other, her gravelly voice, and
Yeah.
it was always fun because you knew you were going to have a good conversation with her, so. Here's to you, Jan. So. All right, public comment? Let's take a look and see if anybody raised their hand down here. Yes?
I'm curious why there's only ever one spot in the meeting for public comment as opposed to, as you discuss things, to be able to have people react to your discussion.
We had one at the end.
We did a long time ago, but I think, I guess my comment to that is that a lot of the times what would happen is we'd have some people that wanted to repeat the same thing that was said before, some of it pleasant, some of it unpleasant. And the idea is to try and get your words in before you start. And as opposed to waiting until the very end of the meeting. We used to have it right towards the end of the meeting. So if somebody wanted to say something, they'd have to wait till the end of the meeting to do it. So that's the answer.
Okay.
All right. Any other public comment? All right, so we'll move on to new business. The first item is Resolution 20-21, approving amendment to Oakland County Sheriff's 2019-2021 Law Enforcement Services Agreement. with the Charter Township of Highland for Public Safety and Public Health Payroll Reimbursement Program or other CARES Act grant funding. Your interpretation on that one is basically it's us approving the acceptance of the CARES money from.
So this is specifically for the sheriff's department.
Right.
When they paid the deputies time and a half during the worst of the COVID period. And then so it comes out of our allocation of CARES dollars. That way we don't have to cover, pay that out of the police fund.
Right, the extra monies that were approved for, by the county for the sheriffs to do overtime and so on and so forth. So this is to help the township not have to cover that cost. Somebody want to make a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Support. Okay, moved and supported. Vote please.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, the next item is personnel policy revision. Tammy, I'm gonna let you fly on that one.
So this follows past practice, but it was never spelled out directly in the personnel policy. If someone, left the township and moved on to another job, or if they retired, then they would get a payout of PTO, and we wanted to make sure that we had approval to do a payout of PTO for Mrs. Frederick, who has been elected to an elected position now, and that's what was done when Judy had moved up from hourly to elected, and I believe it was done for others prior to that. So we just want to make sure everybody's aware of what the policy is and that it's approved.
I would move to approve the personnel policy clarification as presented.
Support.
Who supported? Mary did? Okay, moved and supported. Vote please.
I vote yes.
Yes?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, the next item is Board of Review resolution. This is resolution dash 2020. I'll describe this here. It says, by law, the July and December Board of Review is held on the same day for every jurisdiction throughout the state of Michigan unless a resolution is passed otherwise. The Michigan legislature allows for this as follows. So there's an MCL statement. The governing body of the city or township may authorize by adoption of an ordinance or resolution one or more of the following alternative meeting dates for the purposes of this section. So A, an alternative meeting date during the week of the second Monday in December. An alternative alternative meeting date during the week of the third Monday in July. An attempt to better serve Highland. This is Karen Provo is the one that works with the Board of Review, and she said that the adoption of the company resolution will allow the assessor's office to alternatively schedule the July and December Board of Review during the week as identified by the above statutes. If adopted, the alternative date will still be posted in the usual manner, and essentially will be the business as usual for the opportunity to hold the meeting on any day throughout the week. So I'll make a motion to approve resolution 20-22 to set alternate meeting dates for the July and December Board of Review meeting.
Support.
And why are we doing that?
Just a,
So you can schedule it through the week instead of it being a specific day.
it was, by statute, it says you meet on Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
So this loosens it up. If there's a snowstorm or whatever, you can meet during the week.
But you still, and
You still have the
advertise
board.
it the same, and I just worry about transparency for people who wanna come in, if they're used to that date only.
Oh, Yeah, and it loosens it up a little bit so they can come other days or they can schedule it for another day.
You can do more than one day.
Yes.
Okay.
And July board review especially, no, March definitely, there's more than one day. Yeah, they can do it more than one day then too. It just makes it a little bit more flexible. You'd still have to advertise the same and everything.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
All right, so, I don't know what that thing in the middle of the screen is, but we voted on it, didn't we?
No.
No, we
Okay,
didn't.
we need to vote.
Mr. Salvia?
Yes?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, the final item is a budget amendment for fire capital. Do you want to describe that?
This is, we didn't know when the budget passed last year how much the interest would be on the fire bond. So this is just moving the money to pay for the interest, regular scheduled interest payment.
All right,
I would move to approve the budget amendment as presented.
Support.
okay, moved and supported, vote please.
Mrs. McDonald?
Yes.
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 Yes?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, so sorry to disappoint everybody, but that's the end of the meeting, so meeting adjourned.